get too pumped. That's my jam right now. Okay. Thank you so much, Jodi-Ann, for putting this together. I don't even know where you at. Where you at? Thank you so much for having us back and making this beautiful space for all the Black and brown people of Seattle. We need this shit for real. So we definitely appreciate y'all. I just want to say, please cop my book. I have 5 kids at home. Okay? Okay? Get me right, y'all. All right, so here we go. I'm going to read from my debut memoir, Mainline Mama, one of my favorite. Huh? Oh, no, I'm good, boo. Yeah, thank you, though. A few months after my dad got out of jail and disappeared to the streets again, it was my favorite time of year, summertime. Summer in Watts as a kid was the best. We stayed at the park all day, ate free lunch, and went swimming. Will Rogers Park was around the corner from my granny's house, so my cousins and I went there every day. It was 1990, I was 10 years old, and that summer was different because my mom had signed me and Kauai up for swimming lessons. Kauai already kind of knew how to swim, but I didn't. I was excited. I had my black girl swim kit ready. A cute burgundy spaghetti strap one-piece bathing suit, one of my granny's good towels, fresh French braids with clear beads on the ends. I looked cute. I got up, ate breakfast, brushed my teeth, washed my face, and put on my bathing suit. Kauai and I skipped all the way to the pool. We couldn't run, but walking was too slow, so we skipped to push the limits. Our beads clicked, clacked in unison as our hair swung around. The smell of chlorine started down the street. But as we got closer, we heard people talking, splashing, shouting, having fun at the park on a hot summer day. The ice cream trucks were lined up outside the gates, selling chili cheese Fritos, chili cheese nachos, strawberry shortcake popsicles, and every kind of ice cream. Snacks were a rarity on school days, but weekends in the summertime meant that everyone could get snacks at the park, just to keep the kids outside longer. It smelled like summer. As we walked up, I can see the outlines of people through the fence. It was a sea of brown buoys, little heads bobbing in the water. Kauai and I signed in and put our little bag of clothes and our flip-flops in the locker. Kauai pinned the key to her swimsuit. We walked out to the pool. The pool itself was a huge rectangle with a low and high diving board with no dividers or real lifeguards. The smell of chlorine was so strong, it would sting your eyes the second you walked in. It was a swim at your own risk kind of situation, but everybody wanted to be there, especially in the summertime. It was nice and hot out, plus we got free lunch so you could stay there all day while your parents were at work. It felt like a safe place filled with kids from the block, everyone you went to school with. Everybody knew everybody. I was so happy to learn how to swim. Now I can play Marco Polo with Kauai and go beyond 3 feet deep. Our swim instructor was a young, average dude from Watts, probably around 20 years old, caramel complexion with a jerry curl and dark brown swim trunks. First thing to do was grab a hold of the side of the pool and kick our legs. It was not as easy as I thought. As soon as I kicked my legs out, they sunk. After 10 minutes of kicking and sinking, we got out of the pool and lined up in a single file line. The instructor stood in the pool and told us to jump. He held his arms out, ready to catch us. I was skeptical because I'm scared of the water. I'd never been past 3 feet deep. I didn't let the water get near my shoulders. But the instructor swore he'd catch me. He wanted us to learn to be unafraid of the water. I was near the back, so I heard kid after kid jump in safely. I closed my eyes and thought it should be easy enough, but my stomach was in knots. I told myself, it'll be okay. You can do this, Keeonna. He got you. I jumped. The water rushed over my head. I couldn't breathe. I panicked and started flopping around. I struggled in the water, tried reaching for something, anything. Finally, the instructor pulled me up and put me on the edge of the pool. "You said you was gonna catch me," I yelled. "I wanted you to experience putting your head underwater," he shrugged. Angry, I stomped back to the towel claim. I didn't tell Kauai or anybody I was leaving. The instructor was a liar. I left the mesh bag full of our stuff behind the counter. Kauai had the key. I wasn't waiting for nothing. I wrapped myself in my towel and decided I was going home. Beads clicking and clacking as I stomped out of Will Rogers Park. My feet burned against the hot concrete, but I wasn't stopping. Granny's house was only a block away. At Granny's door, I paused. I needed to fix my face before I went inside. I was still mad and didn't need any questions. I opened the door slowly and made a beeline for the bathroom. I locked the door behind me before Granny noticed. My little one piece clung to my skin the way it was supposed to, but I wanted it off. It was like peeling off a layer of dead skin, slow and uncomfortable. Sorry, y'all. Dang, I done lost my place. My bad, y'all. All right. Finally, I got it off and showered, rinsing off the chlorine and the pool and the park, all of it. I didn't trust swim instructors or the water. How could I trust anything that was see-through? How could I trust it could hold me? I was done. Done with men lying, saying they would catch me, and done believing something I couldn't see would keep me afloat. That swim lesson became a life lesson for me. That was the day I awakened to my life and my environment. That was the day it clicked that I couldn't trust people. I would have to learn to float on my own before I started swimming. I wasn't going to jump into anything feet first, and I wasn't about to trust someone to catch me. I wasn't going to become a swimmer. After that, I tried to become the water. I became the colorless, see-through, and odorless liquid that is the basis for living. I held up my granny, my mama, my daddy, my auntie, my cousin, and later Jason. I never let their lungs fill up with water. I never let them suffocate. I kept them afloat. I let them lie on my back, and I carried them safely to shore. I let them ingest me until they were full. I was the giver of life and a source of nourishment. They needed me to survive. I didn't learn to swim until I was 38, after Will Rogers Park became Ted Watkins, after I moved to Arizona and learned at Pecos Park in Ahwatukee. I lay atop the water, eyes to the sky, and I didn't sink. I knew then that I didn't need anyone to catch me, to provide nourishment, or to breathe life into me. I knew that as long as I loved and trusted myself, I would always rise to the top.